So what do we think Wave 101 looks like against my stupidly overpowered units? So far, it's hard to even see them, and we're only getting started. Kinda makes me wonder exactly how far we can take the pay-to-win concept. Because while we're defeating Wave 101, the enemies are appearing on screen. I do physically have to look at them before they die. And for defeating those idiots, we only got a little bit of experience. Plus, only one of my units has a legendary weapon. So while I'm plotting my next move, let's do Wave 102. I would use some of my special moves, but it's really not necessary. Although it is kind of funny to do. You guys can have an ice wall, then I don't have to look at you for a while. They did manage to break it, but only at the very end. I didn't even get to drop any nukes on anyone. And that's another easy victory with another easy loot. And currently I do have the best available hat and arrows equipped. I could upgrade them further, however, using purple crystals. And also because we've been waiting for so long, we get some new chests to open. So let's get started with some of that. We did get a projectile. Now, it's only uncommon, but that is pretty fun looking, so I might try that. Who wouldn't want to launch idiots on bombs? And good news, I found out where I can mine more rubies, which can be used for things like upgrading archer damage all the way to 100%. And here's a particularly good one. Gain crystal when spending ruby by 20% rate. So now when you spend rubies, we're going to get crystals, and we're going to get a lot of it. And let's also have minions have a chance of double spawning by 50%. While we're at it, let's get some extra skill damage. And then since these are cheap, we're going to buy a few of these upgrades just because we can. You don't have to be efficient when you're just buying it all anyway. Wave 103, let's see the difference. We're definitely getting extra minions spawning, and our damage is higher than ever. It maybe is a little bit hard to see currently because we couldn't see the enemies before, but that's okay. We also have extra damage from our skills, so our nuclear bomb is more damage. I still want more legendary arrows, but they're really not easy to find. Wave 104, shockingly, seems to be more of the same. There's enemies dying somewhere out there, and there's not much we can do about that. They just kind of die. We can throw more of our idiots down to prevent them from getting even closer. And over in this place, we've unlocked a crystal place, level 150. Let's see if we can manage. This will give me some extra crystal production, which will mean even more upgrades. As long as I can manage to defeat this wave of enemies, which I'm pretty confident in. But just in case, we're going to throw up an ice wall. They are considerably stronger considering we can actually see a lot of the enemies that are showing up. So let's put a death ray right down Main Street. That's going to help just kind of eliminate some of the ones we can't even see. I wonder if my morons by the wall ever get lonely or bored. They just kind of wander around in the red stuff. But I think we're about to succeed this wave unless something very strange happens. And we did it. I really want to get to some of these levels. And whatever the hell tower is, so we need more upgrades or something. I did get some of these slimes, so I can actually upgrade my legendary arrow for 12,000 gold plus those things. And I can upgrade its death beam because I have some of those potions. Plus we can take its enchant level even further up to level 3, which is going to give 10% damage, 3% fire rate, and 1% crit rate. That's probably pretty overpowered, so let's see if we can do that one more time. This is going to get fun. We're already way overpowered, and we're just going to continually get more and more overpowered. Like this is wave 105 or something, and we're so much stronger than where we started. Enemies definitely are getting stronger though. We can actually see them on screen for a second. I still have all my special abilities though, so they really have no chance yet. Well, the end of the wave, they certainly hit me with some numbers that got maybe a quarter of the way across the screen. I really just want an excuse to drop nukes on things. So let's take a celebratory spin of the wheel, and we want the Overlord box because legendary arrows are all I want. Oh, we actually got the box. Now we just need the arrow out of it. We got an epic katana, which is kind of neat. And my topmost idiot is currently wielding a blue spear, which is only rare. So he gets an upgrade free of charge. So he's now going to wield the katana. He's going to do less damage for now, but we'll get him some nice upgrades as soon as we can, which shouldn't take long considering, well, we're generally feeling quite rich. For now, I'm not going to do much of anything. I'm just going to grind out a few more resources. Plus, I'm hoping since we're at wave 506 or whatever that he's naturally going to get lots of experience. We did lose our ice wall technique, but we do now have that, which is kind of interesting. It's basically a ball of damage that idiots walk into. Then after one wave, he got about 40% of a level. So a few waves should get him a few levels plus all those resources. And it's not like it's very hard to do. I basically sit here and do this. And after that wave, the katana didn't level up, but the secret missile sure did. Wave 108, the katana leveled up to level 2. And here's what wave 110 looks like, which might have a boss at the end. But if that's the case, I'm not sure if we're really going to get a good look at it, but we'll find out in just a moment. I think I got the alert that there was a boss there. We didn't really get to see him, but there's our reward. And if I'm understanding these things correctly, we can use up our keys to farm some of these things, and they have really good loot, or rather good resources for upgrading. And they're probably going to be a little bit tougher of a level because the enemies are making a little bit on the screen, but really just a smidge. Well, we got pretty good experience, plus we got Offering. This is for bionic arrows skill upgrades. I'm just not really sure what dungeon I should be running, but I remember using the potions from here, so we're going to use up some keys here, because I'm pretty sure that's going to help upgrade my legendary arrow, and who wouldn't want to do that? These enemies are actually a lot stronger. I think this is a lower level dungeon, but things are actually making it quite a ways on. But that was easy, the katana leveled up to level 4. Who knew you could just let things do it naturally? You don't have to pay to win.
It's like I don't even know you anymore.
So I'm going to grind this out a few times, but I'm also going to do things like use my death laser just a little bit, because I feel like if I don't use it, I'm going to lose it. Then in the other world, I found an area that's level 155. We can get a skull key here. Spend 1 to enter boss dungeon. I don't know what that means, but I want it. And not to sound overly cocky, but I think we got this one in the bag. So unless some colossal boss walks out of the shadows right now and destroys me, I think I'm going to win. And then we're going to find out what to do with that key. We got a warning sound, but then nothing happened. My legendary spirit leveled up once again. So I only really got one of the slimes, which is going to add a lot of experience to my legendary spear, but I need to reach max level to evolve, and I don't know what max level is. And after running those dungeons, I can upgrade my death beam one more time. And I can even upgrade my ultimate perk for 850,000 gold, which I surprisingly don't even have. But I definitely can buy some other stuff that might be helpful to me. And that included things like 5 purple chests, which can include up to epic tier arrows, which they did not do, but now I've got a lot of arrows to use for experience. So say I wanted to take my legendary arrow and upgrade it a little bit, I could probably sacrifice some of these other things. I've heard before that I'm not really supposed to do this, but I'm not really supposed to do a lot of things. I want to evolve this thing. I don't really remember what level we started at, but we're now up to level 31. And now we're at level 34, which means we're definitely doing more damage than ever before. And look how fast he's firing now. And I did get one single slime for doing wave 111. I need more slimes because they're very good for upgrading. And I've just realized I still got more upgrades I've never even looked at, like acceleration, hero archer fire rate plus 1%. We're going to buy a few of those because his fire rate is important, and we can also slow down enemies inside the shield. And this one's only 30 crystals, so we're going to buy some of that. And then we can just spend our good old-fashioned gold on extra archer damage or hero damage. I've got lots of gold to spend, so I might as well give them a little bit more damage. And that's good because the enemies were getting just a little stronger. They're starting to creep onto screen, but it's still nothing to worry about. It's a little bit hard to see exactly how much damage I'm doing, but I think the hero archer is doing 22,000 per arrow, which is lots, because it seems like the ones hitting for less than half of that are one-shotting enemies anyway. So I feel like if I just settle in and do some grinding at it, I'll get all the resources I need to upgrade some more arrows. Skipping ahead a moment, this is wave 120. The enemies are definitely getting stronger. They're still not really a problem, but when a big bunch of them come, they do get a little bit closer to the wall. But I've saved up some nice resources for some nice upgrades. There was a boss. He unfortunately left us before we could see him. That's okay, eventually we will spot one in the wild. What I'm more interested in right now is how many upgrades we can get. 3 slimes. Not a huge amount. But because of that, we have unlocked up to level 170 over here, so let's give that a try. And this should be the strongest wave we've ever fought. I am really just hoping this gets me a lot of experience. But I think this is also the first time in a while we're not one-shotting every enemy with every arrow. Some of my weaker archers aren't doing it now, but they'll get their upgrades too. I wouldn't worry too much about that. And I think we need more death beams going, I don't know, over there. And, oh, there is a boss. And we got to see him for just a second. And if we defeat this one, we get a golden ticket. And spoiler alert, we're gonna win this one. I feel like I only looked away for a second, but we completed it. Okay, I think I finally found the best way to be able to upgrade things, because if I want to upgrade my legendary arrow, I can actually use these slime babies that I get from one of the dungeons. But before getting to that, I've loaded up my inventory again with a bunch of stuff that I need to open. So basically, I need to spend the rest of my keys right here doing level 100. Although, if I do the other dungeon, I get 3 of the littler slimes. I'm not sure which ones are better, probably the bigger ones. Plus, I just like the loot I get from this, so I'm going to run this for a little bit, and that's going to get me massive experience. Because every time I complete this easy dungeon, I'm going to get great experience. And even that katana of mine is already level 10, and I have not upgraded it a single bit myself. But this also kind of makes me wonder with how easy it is for how good the reward is. What would happen if we're doing the level 200 version instead? Because I do only have so many keys to spend here, so I do want to do that kind of efficiently. For now, let's use what we've got, all these slimes, to see how many upgrades we can get for him. That's going to take us to level 39, which is lots. And we're currently on wave 121. I think if we make it to 150, we'll unlock the next dungeon for hopefully better rewards. So you might want to get comfortable. And we've skipped ahead to level 131. So that means we can challenge up to level 180, which I want to do just to make sure this is actually going to work. The enemies are definitely a lot tougher, and there's going to be a lot more of them. It still looks like we're going to prevail though. But also, in order to do the dungeon we're about to challenge, we're gonna need 20 levels further still. But I somehow think that's maybe not going to be a problem considering how easy this is still. There was a boss, he made it all the way to my laser shield thing, but then he died anyway. It was a good try though. And over that last little bit of grinding, I've got more crap to open. And our legendary arrow is at level 39, so we're just going to keep grinding that until something fun happens. I do actually have a lot of slimes already I can use for upgrades, so that's going to take him to 41, which isn't a huge amount, but that's still an extra 2 levels. And a few more minutes later, here's wave 140. Again, there was a boss, but we couldn't see him for long enough to matter. And we're finally here at level 150. Surprisingly, things still aren't that much of a struggle. The enemies are appearing just a little more, but they're also dying very quickly. And there's probably going to be a boss that shows up. And there he goes. I think he might have hit the wall once. But that means we finally unlock Slime Dungeon 3, which has these guys as a reward, which should be massive experience. So, provided I can defeat these waves of blue slimes, we should be in a good place. Wow, they're actually getting close to my energy shield again. Not that I had to do anything yet, but they're close. And I suspect that's pretty good experience because 2 of mine just leveled up. The katana's up to 17 already. And since I have 11 keys, we're gonna do that 11 times. Some wonderful minutes later, I'm out of keys. But that's a really good problem to have because now I can upgrade my spear. Look at all these slimes. So these 6 are going to take it up to level 42. And 6 of the better ones, if I'm reading that correctly, take it up to level 46. And we've still got a lot to spend. So let's go ahead and do that. It's now 48. Not add materials because XP is at max. Good. That means we should be able to evolve it or whatever soon. So we're at max level. I just need to figure out how to actually evolve it now. It's giving me the option in the lower right, but I think we need to insert the right kind of somethings into it. So while I'm figuring out how to do that, let's do level 151, which shouldn't be that hard, especially considering my new legendary arrow is now level 50. It's hard to get a damage readout, but I know it's doing a lot. I think I'm seeing shots for over 32,000, but again, it's very hard to see. Either way, it's a lot of damage. Like level 151 really stands no chance, and we were doing a level 200 boss dungeon, so yeah, we're feeling pretty overpowered. Okay, so if I'm understanding this correctly, and I'm probably not, I'm going to need legendary quality fusers or arrows to evolve this. And I'm not really sure where to get that stuff, so I'm going to get a fuser pack for now. Okay, since I'm kind of out of options here, we're going to upgrade one of these other arrows up to its limit for now to see if there's anything I can do to upgrade it, and I cannot. So I maybe should have been saving more of the arrows along the way, but I'm going to do a few spins, do a few gambles. Hopefully this pays out for us. I rerolled the spin house until it has I think a new fuser. There's an epic fuser. Maybe I can find one with a legendary if I get lucky. Then again, even an epic fuser might help because that would give me another legendary, which I could maybe sacrifice, if you see what I'm saying. Just needed to actually land on the fuser, the other fuser, and we're not even close. The odds are in our favor considering how many spins we've had, and we're just not getting there. Does it have like an even roll? Every time I spun, I got one of these basically 3 items. Another 3 tries, another 3 fails. Luckily for us, I've acquired another 5 of these chests, and we already got an epic arrow, so that might be a pretty good start. And there's an epic comet, Total Annihilation, and I kind of like the sound of that, especially with 540 damage. Which seems very high now that I think about it. So I'm going to need more epic arrows to be able to evolve an epic arrow, which means I'm going to need lots of legendaries to evolve a legendary. But look how much damage my current legendary does, 509. The level 40 epic does 178, and my katana 69. So I guess for now I'll just grind for a little bit, hopefully finding some more legendary fusers. I checked back in this world and we have a level 200 something with a skull, and that's going to have some really cool loot. So we're going to fight this, and I'm fairly confident we're going to win. Yeah, so far things have made it maybe halfway across the map at best, but for the most part this is all that happens. My super legendary arrow is just absolutely obliterating everything. I'm kind of hoping there's a boss because I want to death ray him if I even get a chance. Yeah, there he is. Okay, death ray time, and he's dead. He actually would have lasted a long time. Well, relatively speaking. But now it's time to open these chests, which can give us ultimate tier runestones if we're lucky. And we're not going to get any, but this one can also give us epic tier arrows, and if we get a few more of those we can evolve into another legendary. There's one epic. Well, we got one epic, so we just need to acquire a few more of these to hopefully get another epic arrow. And I really hope we do, because these are really expensive to gamble for. I really just want to upgrade this bone arrow into something better, and I'm so close. All I need is one more epic arrow, I think. I mean, I guess when you're committed, you're committed. I bought so many things now, it's not even asking me for a password anymore. It just accepts that I'm spending a fortune doing this. No one can stop me now. I might actually have enough to be able to evolve a new epic arrow also, so let's take something rare and evolve it maybe into an epic and then use that. That probably makes more sense overall. Let's do this one. Hopefully I have enough experience to make this work. I don't know how many levels that is. Hopefully lots. Okay, it's a level 30, so I'm pretty sure I can upgrade it now into its next form. Yeah, there we go. Now we have an epic comet. It would be fun to turn that into a legendary. But since I don't have the experience to get it to level 40, we're going to have to upgrade the bony thing, which I'm sure is still going to be pretty good because now we get a bone predator. Feel free to make your own jokes about that one. That's just too easy. And we're maybe going to go ahead and equip that in place of the katana, but now we have 2 legendary weapons. And while I'm at it, I might as well upgrade the bone predator as much as I can, which is actually quite a lot. Those 4 things are going to get 26 levels. So let's see how having 2 legendaries does against a level 200 wave. It's going to be hard to see exactly how much damage the bone predator is doing, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a lot. And I think its special power is actually summoning these idiots again. So we're going to get lots of little idiots running around. And it really just feels like more of the same because we're just destroying everything before it gets anywhere close. But we're much stronger now thanks to the second legendary. I did hear the boss sound, but I kind of blinked and he disappeared. It's definitely a shame I don't have more keys for that dungeon because we could get good resources out of there. These other ones just aren't the same. So it might take a little bit of grinding before we can see whatever legendary arrows evolve into. But I feel like that's okay because we're still well ahead of the curve on power. So far nothing's really able to challenge us. We never even have to use any of our powers. When we do though, we destroy things even harder. I am very pleased to have found a bone predator though. I'm never gonna forget that name. So next time I'll put in the 100 hours required to find the next arrow. Until then, I don't know.